Okay, so this is question 2. D, so this is 1, take away 3/8. So 1 can be, well, common denominator here is 8. So 8/8 is 1. 8/8 take away 3/8 is going to be 5/8. That's the answer for the first one. 2E then. 4 take away 2 1/4. So perhaps turn them both into mixed numbers. So this is going to be 4 over 1 take away 9 over 4. 2 times 4 plus 1. Common denominator is going to be 4 here, so kind of multiply this one by 4 over 4. Or you could have used, 4 over 4 is going to, or you could do your cross multiply thing. So you got to get 16 over 4, take away 9 over 4, so that gives you 7 over 4, which scenario you got. And part F, 2 3/5, take away 1 1/2. So let's turn these both into mixed numbers. 2 times 5, so that's 13 over 5 minus 3 over 2. Common denominator. Alberto, question 3F. Common denominator is going to be 10. 5 times 2. So this one's going to be times by 2, and this one's going to be times by 5. If you're doing the cross multiplication methods, that's 26. Take away 15, both over 10. That'll give an answer over 10 of 11 over 10, and as Jazz rightly said, that's 1 1/10. That's correct, Jazz. Question 3 then, part D. 3D, Santi thinks it's 4 2/3, let's see. It is 2/3 multiplied by 7, so that'll be 7 over 1. Go in straight lines. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 1 is 3. And now we can simplify it down. 3 fits into 14 4 times with a remainder of 2. E. 1 1/3, which is 4 over 3. I just changed that straight up. Multiplied by 6/7. Now I can pre-simplify this, but I won't. I'll do it afterwards. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. Simplify that down, divide by 3 above and below, and we get 8 over 7, which can be simplified further into 1 1/7. Part F then, Alberto thinks it's a half. Let's see if he's right. 1 1/8 multiplied by 4 over 9. So let's change this to 9 over 8 multiplied by 4 over 9. Let's just, once again, simplify afterwards. 4 times 9 is 36. 8 times 9 is 72. And if you're quick off the mark, you'll notice that that is half of that. But either if you just simplified it, you will get eventually a half. So Alberto, you were correct. Question 4, I'm going to do all parts. Question 4D. No one needs to type a chat. So it's 2/5 divided by 4. So that's, well, 4 over 1 if you want. So that's going to be 2/5 multiplied by 1 over 4, and that gives 2 over 20. When I multiply it, and that's 1/10. Part E then is 1 divided by 3/5, so that's 1 over 1 if you want, divided by 3/5. So that's going to be 1 over 1 multiplied by 5 over 3. So that's just going to be 5 over 3, which you could split into 1 2/3. And the last question then we have to do is part F. 1 1/3 divided by 3/8. 1 1/3 is going to be 1 times 3 is 3. Add, so that's 4 over 3 multiplied by, flip this one, 8 over 3. 8 times 4 gives 32. 3 times 3 gives 9. Turn that back into a mixed number. 9 fits in 3 times into that, and 5 ninths. So 3 and 5 ninths is the final answer there. Okay, so there are all the methods and the answers to those 9 homework questions. Hopefully they were okay. I've got some emails of your work coming through. Okay, thank you for that. Better late than never. What we're doing today then is just some recaps of a couple of things that cause some people, not everybody, issues in the mock exam again. The first thing is standard form. Okay, so I'll do a very quick example. Standard form, so if we have a large number or a small number versus a small number, I'm going to convert both those to standard form. So this one, the decimal place must go after the first number that's not a 0. So here, we'll put the decimal place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions it has moved from. So it's going to be 3.6, which is what we've written here, by 10 to the 5. Now, if there's another number other than 0 here, you'd have to include that. It goes as far as the numbers are 0, unless they asked you to round it to significant figures, which they probably will in the bit. Okay, so that's that one. So remember, if it's a big number, this power is positive. If it's a small number, like this one, the power is going to be negative. Yes, empty. 1, 2, 3 here. So we get 4.08 by 10 to the 3, but it's negative 3 this time. Okay, so that's standard form. Now, often in the question, they will ask you to combine questions. So, for instance, this multiplied by that. So, what's the best way of going about that? I think the best way is convert those back into normal numbers. So we have the normal number for this already, 360,000 multiplied by 0.00408. Put them back into normal numbers. Do the multiplication on a calculator, and then put it back into standard form. So this one, I'm missing a 0 here. 36000 multiplied by. It's going to give 1468.8. Now, how do I convert this back into standard form? And let's round it to 3 significant figures. Why not? Try and do that and type it in the chat. Put that as standard form, 3 significant figures. See if anyone do it. Okay, so Alberto thinks that looks like 4 significant figures to me, Alberto. So it's 1,400. Well, first of all, I got to round it. So rounding it first to 3, that's 1, 2, 3. So these are included and everything else turns into 0. So it's 1470.0. So if you want to do that, 1470.0. Now, if I want to move the decimal place, I want some large numbers. We 10 to the positive 3. So so that's it to 3 significant figures. So still, remember, read it. 1,468. It wouldn't turn into 100. It's still 1,400. Still around the same number. It's just rounded a little bit. Now move the decimal place 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, and it pops in here after the 1, and you get 1.47 by 10 to the 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay, so remember, if it's a number more than 0, or more than 1, it's going to be a positive here. If it's a decimal number, it's going to be negative. Okay, so that's standard form. Recap, quick recap. Another quick recap for the maybe 200 time simple interest versus compound. We really have to know the difference. I think most of you know it at this stage. Okay. So simple interest, when you work out simple interest, it's just the principal or the amount multiplied by the interest rate multiplied by the number of years. So that's the principal, the amount at the start, multiply by the interest rate, multiply by the number of years. I'll talk about the interest rate in a second, how we write it. Compound interest is the principal multiplied by the interest rate to the power of the number of years. So that's the amount, same as before, the interest rate, and that is the number of years. Now the interest rate on either of them, if you put it in as 0.0, whatever the interest rate is, that will give you just the interest. Either one. If you put it in as 1.0, whatever the rate is, that will give you the total amount. Okay, so it depends on the question. Now, usually for simple interest, they just look for the interest, and you put in 0.0, whatever. And usually in compound interest, they look for the total amount. So you put in 1.0, but it's not always, as we saw in the mock exam, the compound interest just asks for the interest. Now, of course, if you use the wrong one, just look at your answer, and then all you need to do is subtract or add the amount at the start if you've used the wrong one. But that's a very simple explanation of the difference between the two. Hopefully that made sense. All right, so what's on the agenda? Now that we've done the very brief revision on those 3 tasks, I've set you 3 my iMaths tasks that must be finished for Thursday. But a couple of people I'd like to stay on the line before you guys let you guys go. If possible, can Lucy, Santi, and Alberto just hang on the line for a minute. The rest of you guys can go start on those biomaths tasks. They'll be due for Thursday. You should probably get the 3 of them finished in this next half hour or so. Okay. Clarissa, you okay? No, she's gone. Okay. So Santi and Alberto, the 2 of you have outstanding math tasks from before. Is there a particular reason you haven't got those done? If there isn't a particular reason, do try and have them cleared for Thursday as well. And I will, if it's not clear for Thursday, I'll have to send emails home and stuff. I have both done in my book. Oh, okay. Just send on pictures. Okay, Santi, that's fine. Alberto?
I have incomplete iMaths homework.
Yeah, I think you've won. Sorry, you can check it out and just clear everything that's there. I think maybe it's wrong. Just if you have cleared it, just take a screenshot just in case it doesn't come through on my end. Just have it cleared for Thursday. Okay.
Okay, I'm checking out.
Okay. Alberto, Santi, you're free to go. You can double check out tomorrow, Alberto. I'll ask you about it if it's okay.
If I have them complete, I'll send you screenshots.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. See you, Alberto.
Bye-bye.
See you. So, Santi, you just emailed it? Yes. Okay, Santi, that's fine. I'll clear those off your tasks. Thank you. Thank you, Santi. We'll see you tomorrow. Lucy?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, the book. Okay. Let's move on from here. Go into ManageBack. Go into your files.
Yep.
Go into General Resources, the first one you may see for maths.
Yep.
And the textbook is there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we know where it is now. We won't have an incident like that again.
Also, sir, on Saturday, I'm leaving the country for the last week of school and then the first week of the next term but that's including the stay in Jakarta that you have to do.
Yeah. Okay, are you working online or have you figured it
I'm
out?
still gonna do online, but I'm probably not gonna join the calls because it's like 2 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll probably be doing past papers that week, so you can just work on your own.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. See you.